This video will aim to be a standard setup guide for Rogue Squadron on modern PCs and for speedrunning. See the description for links and more details. First, install Rogue Squadron. I'm using the Steam version, but you can get it on other online stores too. Some computers might run the game without problems, but many modern computers might have problems with old DirectX drivers. This can be resolved by using the program DxWnD, and it also helps with FPS bugs and for screen recording. It's the way that most PC speedrunners play the game. So, download, extract and run DxWnD. Then add Rogue Squadron. If you have the Steam version, it should be here. Open this .exe application. Because the game was designed for the N64 console, which runs the game at something like 60 to 30 FPS, it gets glitchy at the higher FPS that modern PCs are capable of. This is also why the speedrun.com community has a rule that all runs are capped at 60 FPS. This is where DxWnD comes in handy again. First, click Options, Extended Mode, then right-click the Rogue Squadron icon and select Modify. Then, on the timing menu, you can limit the FPS to 60 Hz. For speedrunning, you can also then go to the Video tab and turn on the FPS counter to make it easier for mods to verify submissions for the leaderboards. Most people in the speedrunning community use controllers, but there are some difficulties in getting them to work optimally. The best way I have found to overcome this is to use the program AntiMicroX, which gives you a lot of flexibility over remapping controller buttons and tuning joystick sensitivity. Pause here to see my controller settings. I have tried original N64 controllers with adapters, also PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers, and they all worked with varying levels of success. Currently I'm using a GuliKit King Kong 2 Pro controller, which I'm quite happy with. One important difference between console and PC is that joysticks on PC turn the ships more slowly in-game. This seems to be because on console, when you turn the stick left or right and down 45 degrees, it will do an extra sharp turn, treating the input as 100% turning and 100% down. On PC, the same 45-degree down stick movement actually slows the turning, seemingly because it reads the input as less than 100% turning or down. But then notice on PC, if you use the keyboard down and left or right keys, you will get the sharp turn. Also notice that if you hold the stick left or right and press the keyboard down key, you will get the sharp turn. So, a useful workaround is that you can use AntiMicroX to map the keyboard down key to a controller button. I use the L3 button. And when you're turning, you can hit the mapped down key for an extra sharp turn. Now the game should be working optimally for casual play, but if you want to speedrun, there are a few more steps. For timing full game runs, most people use LiveSplit. You can find Rogue Squadron on the drop-down menu, and you can add levels. You can change the shortcuts and appearance to whatever you like. The RTA timing used in LiveSplit is good for full game runs, but for individual level runs we use the in-game time, which can be seen at the end of a level in the medal screen. This medal screen, however, only shows seconds. To separate close times on the leaderboard, submissions can be made in milliseconds using CheatEngine. This is also useful for the Beggar's Canyon level where the time is not on the medal screen. So, download and run CheatEngine. You can manually add the in-game time address and select Rogue Squadron from the process list. Run submissions also need to be recorded. For this, most people use OBS, which usually won't work well with Rogue Squadron, which is usually full screen only. But DxWnD is again useful because its windowed mode works well with OBS. Install OBS, create a new scene, and add the game window and, if needed, add the LiveSplit window and the CheatEngine window for in-game time. By holding Alt while resizing, you can crop the CheatEngine window down so that you only see the in-game time value. So, I usually play with the game open through DxWnD, as well as AntiMicroX, OBS, LiveSplits, and CheatEngine. This is a lot to open every time I want to play the game, so I've made a batch file that opens everything with one click. I'm not very experienced with batch files, so if anyone has any recommendations to improve the code, let me know. I hope this helps. Check out my other guides and speedrun.com/rogue1 for more guides and resources.